Didn't see you there. Hey YouTubers, welcome to the Lots Taste of Boysenberry Festival, where we're here to try lots of food, and this is the last festival before they finally open up the park in May. At least that's what we're being told. So come along with me, join me on this adventure. I love some of these decorations right outside of the Camp Snoopy store. Large flowers and all that. I do enjoy that. Make sure to hop on into Knott's Berry Farm, but don't have a bad time. So you guys think because you're Easter bunnies, you get to ride the rides. Well, how do you like them apples? They're not starting up the ride for you. Kevin and Bunny Brain. Alright, we have the Boysenberry mashed potato bowl with the grilled chicken and corn. We of course opted for no tofu, and I will be removing the corn from my half, but we will still give you kind of a taste idea for both of us as soon as we eat it. Knott's Berry Farm Grand Sierra train sitting ready to go. Looks like Charlie Brown caught an egg. Well, good fishing, boy. Alright, so there's the Grizzly Creek Lodge. And while I skim over this, we'll tell you what we thought of the, as we're walking, we'll tell you what we thought of the bowl. Alright, so what do you think of the Boysenberry mashed potato and grilled chicken bowl?
It was actually really good. I mean, the chicken wasn't like heavily seasoned. It wasn't too dry either. The Boysenberry mashed potatoes, interesting, and honestly not that bad comparatively speaking.
Yeah. Now me, of course, I avoided the corn, but I love the pieces of berry that was in the, mashed potato.
Like mixed berries in it.
We got blueberry, raspberry, and blackberries, or boysenberries in there.
It was boysenberries.
And you think it sounds odd, but it gave a really interesting taste to the dish as a whole. So, out of 10, what would you give it?
I maybe give it 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Right? It was really good.
I would say 7 too. Maybe a 6 or a 7, but that's because I didn't eat the corn, so it seemed more plain to me. Granny Bunny. The Boysenberry Festival truck. Well, one of them. I know one is over near the... They have another separate truck over by the new berry ride that's going in. Bear as in bears, and then, yeah, berry. I give you actual footage of me coming up with new video ideas. Why, yes, thank you. I will hurry back.
I know, it's so shocking, right? I didn't think I would finish that Boysenberry funnel cake all by myself, but man, oh, it's so good.
Alright, looks like we're coming into the cantina area where we're going to try to pick up some ceviche and some tamales. So, kind of excited about that, as I do enjoy good Mexican food. And Knott's Berry Farm never tends to disappoint. Some of the previous coasters. I believe that's part of Jaguar? Yeah. Boysenberry shrimp ceviche and a chicken tamale with boysenberry over Spanish rice. Boysenberry type sauce. Alright, so we'll let you know how it is. Alright, so what'd you think of the, we'll start with the ceviche. What'd you think of the,
It was interesting.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So I would agree. I did not care for it, but it was more of a, like you probably, it was more of a, what's the word I'm looking for?
It's more like
uncooked salsa, pico de gallo, yeah.
It's the first time we ever had something like that, so we didn't know really what to expect.
But I did enjoy the few bites I got where it was shrimp, a little bit of tomato. I mean, I can't eat too much tomato because I have reactions to it, but I did enjoy it. All right, what about the tamale?
It was really good. Spicy, but good.
Yeah, all right, so, and I agree. The boysenberry was super pronounced, but I bit into a piece that was like extremely spicy. I wasn't sure if it was the cilantro or the green, whatever the green was, or if it was the actual meat, but then I didn't bite into it again after we removed the meat, so I assumed it was that. Okay, what number would you give the ceviche out of 10?
Maybe a 4.
I would go a little lower, maybe a 3. All right, and what about the tamale?
Tamale, I think is probably up. I'm gonna give it an 8 just because it was a little too spicy for my liking.
I'm gonna give it a 7 because of the same reason. I was thinking 6, but you said 8, so I brought mine up a little bit. Good flavor, but just a little too spicy for us. All right, we're gonna stop now here and get the boysenberry dipping dots in just a second.
Greetings and welcome to Knott's Taste of Boysenberry Festival.
Boysenberry dipping dots. We'll let you know how they are in just a minute. All right, as we overlook Supreme Scream, what are your thoughts on the boysenberry dipping dots?
I'm speechless. They're amazing.
Yeah, they were the best thing here. I've noticed boysenberry flavor is kind of weaker today, but that could even be my taste.
A little bit, but this one definitely was made with like boysenberry concentrate or whatnot.
Yeah, I agree, and it was
Because
really...
it was kind of looking like jelly at the end there as it was melting.
Yeah, it was high quality stuff. What would you give it out of 10?
20.
I would definitely, out of 10, I would definitely give it a 9, 8 or a 9.
And I'm Shelly Jams and Jelly coming to you live from the boardwalk.
And you would say 9 or a 10?
Yeah.
Or 11?
It was pretty good. I would give it the top rating for at least the sweet items.
Our sponsor,
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree.
Toothpaste that packs a punch.
Supreme Scream! There is the train right there, the Knott's Berry Farm train. You can see it. Boysenberry wings. We'll let you know how they are. All right, what'd you think of the boysenberry wings?
What boysenberry?
That was kind of my thought. I got a hint of it when it was on the one piece that was like really, really battered in the sauce. But you're right that the flavor was like super weak.
Yeah. For an overall wing, it was pretty good. I mean, I would probably say you're talking more of an 8 for an overall wing. For a boysenberry wing, yeah, it was a 5.
Actually, I would agree with your numbers. 8 and 5. All right,
You cooked it with boysenberry mayo and the cajota cheese. So it's Mexican street corn, basically.
and then Knott's Berry Farm, the cookie pizza, chocolate chip cookie pizza with boysenberry soft serve ice cream. You can do it on the ice cream or separate. Of course, I opted for on.
Gotta make it look.
All right, so what you think of the elote?
It's pretty good. I mean, I always like the corn here. After a while, the cheese gets to be a little too much, so I scrape it off anyways. The boysenberry mayo on it, though, was amazingly good. It didn't have a strong mayo flavor, but it had a decent boysenberry flavor to it.
I tried a taste of it because I can't eat corn. I'm allergic to or sensitive to corn. But I did try a taste of the topping on it, and the boysenberry mayo seemed to pair well with the strong, sharper cheese that they put on it. So what number would you give your corn out of 10?
I'd probably give it a 6 because it was pretty cold by the time we managed to sit down with our other items.
So it wasn't as hot as you think it should have been in order to make it over?
Yeah, we've been sitting out prior to us getting in a little bit.
That is highly possible. All right, I would say for what I tasted of the corn topping, not really having any stand to go by, that for what it was, I would put it at a 6 or a 7 because the boysenberry flavor was pretty significant. And that to me is like a good... Alright, what did you think of the cookie? I know you just kind of tasted it. It was mostly mine, but what did you think of the pizza cookie with the boysenberry sauce?
The cookie was actually pretty good. It was still nice and soft, which a lot of those pizza cookies tend to be either rock hard or kind of tasteless. And it had decent flavor. The boysenberry soft serve was more berry flavored than boysenberry. And it didn't really taste, you could taste that generic berry flavor, but it wasn't like, oh, that's boysenberry.
I just thought the flavor was kind of weak.
Not sure, it could be that it was that.
I would say for the cookie, for me out of 10, I would say if I went to a place and got a pizookie that was just like that, because that's essentially what a pizza cookie is, in my opinion, even though that's probably more one restaurant that calls it that. I would say as a pizookie in general, I would say 7 or 8. But as a pizookie that I expect to have more boysenberry, I'd say a 7, like a 6 or a 7. It was still really good, but like I said, the flavor was pretty weak. What about you?
Probably be a 5 for me, but I don't really care for chocolate chip cookies, so.
That's true.
That's
All right.
my problem.
Shall we go to Cordy's Corner? All right, the apple chicken sausage with boysenberry mustard, and the whole thing is in a corn dog rather than the usual hot dog. So we're going to see if it's a little bit better. And we've got the boysenberry boba tea.
Milk tea with popping pearls.
Milk tea with popping pearls.
Because that's technically not boba, but that's how everybody knows is boba.
That's true. All right, boysenberry butter popcorn. Unfortunately, I won't be able to eat it as I have issues with corn, but I will at least try to taste a little bit of the coating. So, but Foxcat will give you the lowdown on this one. All right, so all I was able to taste was the butter, which I thought was, it was okay. It had a nice boysenberry flavor, but it was a little salty for my taste. But when paired with the popcorn, how was it?
It was pretty good with the popcorn. It just used to be a little bit hotter. Comparatively speaking, it was kind of cold.
And this was even a fresh batch. I mean, we watched them make it, so that's saying something. And the butter was kind of sparse from what you were saying, too.
Yeah, I mean, what can you tell when it's like they're just labeling on the bag of popcorn?
Yeah, they're using the booth to sell both regular and this. What I think they need to do instead is just dedicate the pan here to it and really cook it in its butter.
Yeah, if they did that, it would have been a little bit better. Yeah, it's your average popcorn. It's not going to be Disneyland status.
But it's not horrible?
It's not horrible. I've had some worse ones for like fairs and stuff, but what it is, it was pretty good.
That's good. All right, well, we'll catch you a little bit later. We're going to look at a few stores, I think, on our way out because we're heading through Ghost Town. And in our opinion, in my personal opinion at least, being that I'm not a drinker, 2 taste cards was like more than enough to get a decent assortment of food.
Yeah.
We had initially, now the thing is the online list does not list everything that they have. That's the one thing we noticed once we got here, is the online list didn't list everything that they actually had. So we ended up changing some of our items for things. For instance, we changed the apple sausage one from the hot dog to the corn dog, which was better, I think. All right, well, we'll catch you a little bit later. I wanted to show you guys the Boysenberry sign there. I think it's kind of cool, along with some of the Ghost Town shops. The General Store, one of our favorite places, just for seeing the various candies, jams, jellies, recipes, things like that. Designate, oh, okay, that's pretty funny. What'd you find?
I was just looking at
This is some beautiful rock. Crystallite geodes, yeah. With designs on them. Metal designs, too. Bottle house. Alright, so that was a pretty fun time at Knott's Berry Farm. Glad you guys got to join us for it. And hopefully next time we come back, the park may be fully open. So with that, I'll catch you later.